All right. Okay, great. So we're going to get started. Guys, this one's going to be an easy one. We hope to be done in 20 or 30 minutes, if that. Might even take quicker than that. The the goal of this is simply to introduce the series, the recruiting series. The next 4 weeks we'll have each week we'll have a 30 or 40 minute focus presentation on one aspect of the recruiting landscape, timeline, etc. We're really excited about it. We've been reaching out to a lot of college coaches that are going to be participating. A lot have helped us create the content for this, and we're hoping that if you put the time in, pay a little bit of attention, you'll be able to get a lot out of it. A couple of things to note. First, as it relates to the schedule, today we're going to be tackling specifically how to use Hudl to make highlight films and player profiles and all that good stuff. And also, we have a recruiting profile questionnaire that we've put together on Google Forms that we want to introduce you to. The homework, so between now and next Wednesday, you guys got to go ahead and make a highlight film. And again, a lot of you guys, 23s and even some 22s, we're not suggesting you make a film that is ready to send to college coaches. Just make a film. Get used to doing it. Get used to cutting up all the video. There's tons of video on Hudl, which Murph will go over later. And you gotta go ahead and do that between now and next week as homework. And the other one is to fill out the recruiting questionnaire, which will give you some more info on today. Next week, we're going to be all about the academic process and the importance of academics. We have the assistant coach and recruiting coordinator for Williams College, which is an SCAC college, Connor Samuelson, will be joining us for that one. The Wednesday after that, the week 3, is going to be the timeline. So kind of a general recruiting timeline for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Coach Fife's the head coach at University of Vermont is going to be joining us for that one. And then week 4, 3 weeks from now, we'll be going over kind of what a prospect day is versus a showcase camp, the importance of those, what they are. And we have Marty Kelly, from the head coach from Roger Williams, helping us out for that. So we got a really cool month ahead of us. As I said, each week we'll have a 30-minute presentation. You guys are a little homework afterward. Use the Zoom chat to type in any questions. I'll be monitoring those. In the meantime, I'll throw it over to Coach Ryan Murphy, who is going to go walk through the Hudl.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us here. I'm going to go over a few things related to Hudl this week. Okay. So one, Hudl is a platform that houses all of our Kings videos. Okay. So for any tournament you guys go to this year, Kings purchases the game film from that event, and then we're going to upload them to Hudl. Okay. Another thing we're going to use Hudl for is coaches' breakdowns. Once I log in on Hudl here in a minute to screen share with you guys, most of you might have seen I've broken down a game for each team from the fall to give you guys some feedback. And then third, it's going to help you guys in the recruiting process. All right. It's going to give you access to make free highlight films. Okay. And making these are very easy. And a lot of you guys are probably more tech savvy than I am. Okay. So shouldn't be too hard. And a lot of you guys have already hopped on and made some yourselves. Okay. It's very important that you guys take advantage of this. Okay. This is a service that we're providing you guys, and we can monitor how much time you spend on Hudl. I can go in on the admin side and see that you haven't even created your account. Okay. So make sure you're using it. And make sure it's you, not your parents. All right. I've spent some time just trying to make sure that you're getting our emails. If you're not, shoot us a message on this chat or an email after this, so we can make sure you're getting all of our communications, and it's not just going to your parents. Because again, you guys are the ones that want to play in college, not your parents. Okay, so you got to make sure you take the lead on this. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. Give me one sec. All right, so right now I am logged in as Tom Condon. Okay, so this is what you guys look at. You'll notice it's important too that we have your email that's associated with your high school team. If your high school team uses Hudl, it's important that you have that as well, so it's all in one place. All right. Now the first step, guys, is making sure your profile is updated. So you're going to click this edit profile. Okay. From there, fill in your name, your social media handle. I recommend if you think there is stuff on there you don't want a coach to see, don't put that on there and clean up your social media. Your graduation year, height, weight. You can put a little bio, tell us a little about yourself. And then if you come up here on the top left, we have athletics. So give you, again, this isn't too important, but again, let's make sure we got the essentials. Your number, your position, the teams you play for. If you have any of this 40-yard dash time, you can put it in there as well. And then also the academic piece. Especially you juniors, let's make sure you get your GPA in there. And then once you take your SATs or ACTs, you can put those in there as well. Lastly, you'll see the recruitment tab. Okay. So let's make sure, again, 95% of colleges have Hudl. Okay. Again, 95% are required to upload their game films on the Hudl. And there's also a piece that they can search athletes. All right. So let's make sure that we have this share my data with recruiters on. Okay, it's very important that we have that on. So if college coaches are out there looking through Hudl, they can stumble upon your profile and your information will be visible. Okay. Now, hold on one sec. So now we're getting to creating our highlights. All right. So I want to go to the video tab. It's going to have all the videos that you are associated with and your team has played for. I've started to put some of the older film on. So Cape Kings, I'll get yours on there as well. But so about the breakdowns, you'll see here, Coach Murph 2022 breakdown versus Clams at Yale. All right, so you can go through that and watch that. So making the highlights. All right. We'll send you a link, and I've sent to you guys before, where they have how-tos, and there are tons of tutorials on Hudl on how to create highlights. All right, so we'll send this link to you after this. Now, if I'm on Tommy's profile, all right, and I want to start to create my highlight film, the first thing I need to do, click on you. We can take highlights from multiple games and create one highlight film. So pick the game. Taking a sec to load here. You'll see on the right, guys. So we bought what's called a Hudl Assist. You can search by your name. All right. Again, it doesn't always work out perfectly. You might have to watch some of the game, or maybe you come in, you can type in the Kings, and if you're a defenseman, oh, sorry about that. If you can choose by attacking possessions, all possessions, you can change these filters to better find yourself, all right, or to easier navigate. So I'm just going to choose Tommy here. It was actually his dad, Sean, who put his name in at that point. All right, so first thing, click play. All right, say this is a pretty good ground ball, and I want to take that little ground ball clip and put it in my highlight film. You need to come to this little star down here that says highlight. Let's click the highlight. And it brings you here. All right. So the way we create each individual highlight, so each play that you want in your film, we create each individual clip, and then I'll show you how it all comes together. Okay. So again, we can chop this film, right? We don't want to include all the stuff that happens before. We want to kind of get right to the highlights, okay? So there's a ground ball. I'm going to stop it there. I can move it up, all right, to kind of shorten the film. Another thing that's good to do is we want the recruiters to know is which athlete you are. Okay, so I can take this, highlight Tommy there. They give you all sorts of editing options here. You can do this circle. You can put a little fire around them. All right. And now I want to move that. Oh. We can also put in words, right? So you want to put in what the play was. I could put ground ball moving to open space. All right. Now, once you're done with that individual highlight, you want to click publish and make sure you name the highlight. So when you go to put these all together, you remember which one it is. So maybe I say ground ball versus clams. I save that, and now I can return to my video, keep watching, and create some more highlights. So now I already created some before this, just to kind of fast forward here. So now I created all the highlights. I went through my games. I want to make my fall 2020 highlight film. Okay. I'm going to come under my profile. So hover over myself, and I go to your highlights. Okay. Now I want to click this create highlight. All right. And now I'm in this look. First step, guys, make sure you label it. So fall 2020 highlight film. All right. Next, I'm going to go down to this blue plus sign to start to add my videos. So all those clips, all my highlights that I just made, they're in here and they're by game. Okay. So I can go through, click the ones I want. Say I wanted both of these. I can add those 2 clips. I can go to the Brotherhood game, add these 2 clips. Now, we can also add a theme, right? So if you guys want to jazz this up a little bit, make it look good. They have tons of themes. Where's oh. Now we can also add a slide. So at the beginning, I can add a title here, Tommy Condon, 2022 midfield, fall highlights. All right. Now you'll see down at the bottom here, you can toggle these and edit them, right? You probably obviously want the title in the front. Okay, so anytime you want to add anything to this, we use this blue button here. Okay, so I click that. I can add some music. They have tons of pre-edited music in here. All right, I'll choose the Dirty Beat hip hop. We can add that one to Tommy's highlight reel. Okay. Now, once you think everything is set, we're going to click this publish at the top. Okay. It's going to take a minute to download, but I want to go to somebody who's already made one. So this is one, something we haven't talked about yet is what to put in these highlight films. If you're an attackman, you don't just want to put your goals, right? Yes, the goals are great, but let's put some off-ball stuff. Let's put an assist, maybe something of you riding. Goalies, we know you're not going to put in any highlights of you letting up a goal. But let's make sure we include some of you clearing, right? Maybe you directing the clear, not after a save, after a loose ball. Okay, all that stuff matters. Here's one made by Joe Redman, played with our Kings 21s this fall. All right, he made this in an hour, right when he signed on. Again, there's no music to this one. It's pretty simple, but again, it gets the point across. All right. again, make sure you highlight yourself so that the recruiter always knows which person you are. Okay. Some things we don't want to put in our highlight films. I don't want to see you dancing or celebrating, right? Let's get right to the highlights and let's keep them no more than 3 minutes long. Okay, we don't need to see 7 minutes. Coaches are just going to turn it off after that. Okay, so keep them nice and concise. Jack Snyder created a nice one here. He's got some music to it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. All right, but again, Jack did a great job here, but I'm going to pick on him a little bit. He did include one that, again, I don't mind as a recruiter, but we don't want to send this to a college coach that we're looking to go play for. Okay, let me fast forward here. Oh. All right, even though this definitely was a flop, guys, we don't need to put that in our highlight film to send to college coaches. All right. So now if I come back to Tommy's, his should, oh, maybe not. All right, looks like that's going to be loading, but again, you guys get the point. This is a great tool for you guys where you don't need to go and spend all this money to have someone else create a highlight film. We have that all for you right here on Hudl. Okay, and again, we can track how much you use it. We can go into your profiles and see if you made the highlight films. So please use it. I'm going to stop the screen share. All right.
Murph, this is Coach McGurk here. One good question that came in. Can players, if they have film from another source, like say their high school season or another source, is there a way for them to upload that or somehow add it into their account?
Yes. You guys can go in when you're logged into Hudl and upload, I believe, yeah, you can upload your video. I think Sean Condon did that for Tommy with a lot of his Silver Lake stuff as well. And if you ever have any troubles, Hudl has a great support team, guys. So you can always reach out to them, those how-tos and those tutorials as well. McGurk, you're muted. Chris, you're still on mute.
Thanks. The only other question that came in, we're a little ahead of schedule, so I'll throw it to you. From a player that hasn't yet played in any Kings games, can he just use it for his high school highlights for now? I would say the answer to that is yes. You just got to get in there and upload them.
Correct. But let's make sure that you're on it and your profile's set up, right? Let's get all prepared so once the summer comes, you're ready to rock. Chris, should we turn this over to Coach Clemens here to go over the recruiting questionnaire?
Yeah, Greg, you there? Greg was having some technical difficulties, but I think he's with us. Clemmy, you there? All right, so I'll take over for Greg. So as I said, guys, that is that's the tutorial for Hudl. The only thing I want to add to that is any questions come up, you guys put the effort in and you want some help, don't ever hesitate to reach out. All right, we pay a lot for this Hudl, for access to this Hudl program, and because it's a very valuable resource for all of you. We pay a lot of money to make sure all the games get recorded. I mean, we all pay that money, right? So we really want you utilizing this resource, and we're here to help you if you have any questions.
Chris, I'm right here.
Oh, Greg, you're here. Okay, great. I'll mute myself. Here's Coach Clemens.
How you doing? How's everybody doing? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a questionnaire that we produced that is intended for us to gather as much information about you away from the lacrosse field as students, so that we can work to support you in your search by making recommendations to coaches of schools that would be appropriate for you, and helping guiding you towards those places to make the search for you as effortless as possible. I'm going to share my screen right now. And hopefully you can all see the questionnaire that's up on the screen right now. This is a Google form that will be sent to all of you in the form of an email link. Our intention is to send this to you probably twice a year to update the information. You won't be able to go back in and change the information that you're putting in right now. We're going to need to ask you to start from scratch and refill out the questionnaire probably twice a year so we can stay up to date with where you're at in your search. I'm going to scroll through it. As you can see, it's pretty simple, last name, first name. But this next piece, in your registration that you filled out to play with the Kings, many times we only have the parent's email address. So this is here to collect each player's email address and cell phone, position, high school. After we're going to ask you your current GPA. Answer that to the best of your ability. If you need to seek your guidance counselor for help in getting that number for you, do that. And next is provide us the link to your Hudl highlight video. Okay. I don't know if maybe this should read Hudl account. I think we need to change this, but you should have a URL that brings you to your Hudl account. We'd like you to share that with us so that we can help share that with college coaches if we're talking about you. The next, it gets into talking about the SATs and PSATs. We understand that especially the freshmen haven't taken standardized testing yet. After that question, we ask you for your best scores. Provide them if you have them. If you have not taken them, you don't have to answer that question. And then a little bit about what you're looking for in schools. So you're looking for a small school, big school, school's location, and then what are you starting to think about right now at your age and at your point in the process? What do you think are 5 good schools for you? The main purpose of us asking this question here is so that we keep you grounded. And if you need to shoot for the stars more, we can do that as well. But we want to make sure that everybody understands the appropriate schools that they should be looking at based on their grades, based on their abilities. We don't want you to be a non-starter for your high school team and be having Syracuse on your list if you're looking to play college lacrosse. I think you all know what I mean. And then any communications you've had with any college coaches. So as it gets further into the questionnaire, there are more questions that are optional for an answer, knowing that many freshmen and even sophomores are not as far along in the process and don't have information to include here. So don't feel as though you have to. Okay. As time goes by and you filled this out for us once, maybe twice, you may have information to include in those areas. But it's essential for us to gain this information from all of you so that we can support you. I urge you to get this done. We're going to stay on top of people that haven't and make our job easier, please. Get it filled out. Obviously, for you juniors, it's more pressing. But even you freshmen, we want to get this stuff started for you. We want to get the information we need to be able to have the discussions we need to have to get you pointed in the right direction.
Greg, that was a question that came up. This is Coach McGurk. The recruiting questionnaire you're looking at right now, guys, is the 22. There's also a 23 and a 21. Each questionnaire will have its own link, and we will email that link out to all of you. And to reiterate what Greg just said, obviously with some freshmen, you're not even going to know the answer to a lot of these questions. It's more pressing, obviously, for the juniors and sophomores, but we do want you all filling it out to the best of your ability. If there's a question in there you don't want to, you don't have the information for, that's fine, but we want to start accumulating information internally. This is just for us. This won't be shared publicly, but we are going to be promoting you guys to these college coaches, and we're going to be helping you navigate the recruiting landscape that exists out there, and we cannot do that without this information. All right, so you give us this information, you put the time and the work in to inform us. It's just it makes our job a lot easier.
And please know that Coach Murphy, Coach McGurk, myself, Coach Fitzgibbons, we are here for you 24/7. If you have questions, get in touch with us. We'll make sure you get the answers you need. With this questionnaire, it's vital that you are honest. You're upfront with us with all your academic information. With the work that Coach Murphy was just going over with the Hudl, we want to make sure that you understand that you're selling yourself. This is a job interview, this process, and we want to do everything we can to show the utmost character and everything about you is a good, college coaches will want you. That's the attitude you need to have and show through your film, through all the questionnaires you fill out for people. There may be some information on this on the questionnaire that we've provided that might be redundant in terms of you've already done it on the Hudl account, but it's okay. Get it all filled out. Put your information in as many places as you can so that we can help you.
All right, thanks, Coach Clements. Thanks, Murph. We're running up against it here. I told you guys it would be 20 or 30 minutes. We're coming up on 35 or 40, so we're going to end it. A couple other questions that came through the chat that I'll follow up directly with people. I want to thank you all for coming. Remember, your homework for next week is fill out your recruiting questionnaire. Coach Clements will email that out this evening. You'll have it, and also do a highlight video if you haven't already. Maybe Coach Murphy will go through all the highlight videos that are made, and we'll give a shout out next week to whoever does the best one. Other than that, guys, thanks again, and already looking forward to next week. Next Wednesdays is all about your academics and some of the importance surrounding that. And to reiterate, Coach Connor Samuelson from Williams College will be helping us out on that one. That's it, guys. Thanks again, and we hope to hear from you soon.